this September 23rd, 2025. And I'm going to turn things over to Allison Teslia, the Management and Budget Director, to give us a budget summary.
Good evening, Commissioners. For the record, Allison Teslia, the Director for the Office of Management and Budget. The purpose of tonight's meeting is to hold the final public hearing to adopt the millage rates and the budget for fiscal year 2026. As a reminder, this is for the millage rates and budget overseen by the Lake County Board of County Commissioners, and the public hearing information for the school board or any other taxing authorities in Lake County is available in the back of the room. Okay, the agenda for tonight will include the presentation of the proposed millage rates over the rollback rates and the presentation of the final budget for fiscal year 2026. I'll then turn it over to the chairman to hold the public hearing. Following the public hearing, the board will have 3 actions: to adopt the final millage resolutions for fiscal year 2026, to adopt the changes to the tentative budget, and to adopt the final budget for 2026. Okay, the proposed final budget as presented includes $7.6 million for road resurfacing. It incorporates the approved project list for the infrastructure sales tax. It fully funds judicial support, the constitutional offices, and county departments. It includes the $16 minimum wage and wage adjustments for compression. It reflects a general fund operating reserve of $28.2 million, which is about 10.6% of the operating budget. And it includes $4.5 million special reserve for roads and infrastructure. Here are the department position requests for fiscal year 2026, the majority of which are related to public safety, public works, and water resources. Here are the updated millage rates reflecting the general fund millage reduction that was set at the first public hearing. Chapters 129 and 200 of the Florida statutes outline the procedures for the annual adoption of the tax rates and budgets, which requires that I identify the proposed millage rates for fiscal year 2026, as well as any adjustments that the board will consider. By the state's definition, the rollback millage rate is the rate when applied to next year's tax base, excluding new construction, which will generate the same revenue that was raised in the previous year. The proposed fiscal year 2026 rates are as follows. The Lake County General Fund operating millage is 5.0254 mils, which is less than the fiscal year 2025 rate of 5.0364 mils, and is a 5.58% increase over the rollback rate of 4.7597 mils. The Lake County Ambulance MSTU millage is 0.4629 mils, which is equal to the fiscal year 2025 rate, and a 5.81% increase over the rollback rate of 0.4375 mils. The Lake County Fire Rescue MSTU millage is 0.48 mils, which is equal to the fiscal year 2025 rate, and a 7.21% increase over the rollback tax rate of 0.4477 mils. The Lake County Stormwater Parks and Roads MSTU millage is 0.4957 mils, which is equal to the 2025 rate, and a 7.32% increase over the rollback rate of 0.4619 mils. The Lake County Wellness Way MSTU millage is 0.4585 mils, which is less than the fiscal year 2025 rate of 0.917 mils, and a 35.69% decrease over the rollback rate of 0.7129 mils. The proposed fiscal year 2026 Lake County Water Authority millage is 0.294 mils, which is equal to the 2025 rate, and a 4.96% increase over the rollback rate of 0.2801 mils. The current year proposed aggregate rate is 6.2371 and is 5.05% more than the aggregate rollback rate of 5.937 mils. Finally, the fiscal year 2026 public lands voted debt millage is 0.04 mils, which is less than the fiscal year 2025 rate of 0.0918 mils and does not figure into the rollback calculation since it was approved by referendum. Okay, I'll turn it over to the chairman for the public hearing.
Okay, this is a public hearing, and I'm not seeing any cards. Has anyone turned any cards in? Do we have anyone online? Okay, all right. Well, then we'll bring it back to the board, and we have our separate millage rates and resolutions. I know last time we broke them out. We can try to do them all together. We might have some recommendations for changes tonight, so I'll open it up.
I think I made a statement this morning that I thought we could take another $500,000 out of the budget, but based on what our vote was this morning on the gas tax, I'd like to take the $500,000 that I recommended out of the budget and move it into the road program.
I'll second that, yeah. It's a good idea.
So just to be clear on context, so last week we did lower it 0.01 more. I would be in favor of changing it to 0.012, basically $500,000 last week, $500,000 more this week. I'd like to see $500,000 more, but it looks like there were some votes to stick with what we did last week or 2 weeks ago, but not do more as of today. Is that right? Just trying.
No, but we're going to, the $500,000 that I was going to take out of the budget.
Okay.
You were gonna make up the difference with the gas tax.
Difference and put it in the road budget. So the millage stays the same.
All right, you were going to support it as long as there was a gas tax.
Right.
But you're saying you won't support it now, but you would rather take 500,000 that you
500,000, right.
move it over to
Move it
road,
over to the roads,
resurfacing.
resurfacing.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, yeah.
Okay, is anybody, I mean, I'm still in favor of what we talked about today, and I would support an additional reduction to the budget.
Yeah, I would move, I mean, listen, totally, I think everybody's got a good idea here. I would make a motion to
Wait a minute, we've already
reduce
got a
it.
motion on the floor, and we got a second.
And a
Let's
second.
That one first.
But just,
Wait a minute.
maybe I'm a little slow because of today, but we already
You made
reduced.
a motion, it was seconded by Parker.
Okay, thank you. I helped you today, you helped me just now.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. And I got discussion on it too,
Okay,
if after anybody else. The reason why, obviously it's different if you, as Commissioner Morris alluded to, if you had the gas tax, we've been concerned about two things on this board for years. Having to deal with, outside of having to deal with minimum wage being increased and trying to keep employees, our pays competitive. We would have had a chance, I think, with the gas tax to be able to use that for reserve, which is 1 and 1A is reserve and roads. So we don't have that ability anymore, but I like Commissioner Morris's proposal, 500 grand more towards roads, shows a commitment towards it. It shows fiscal constraint to the other commissioners that may have questions. It shows fiscal constraint to the public because we're not spending on, we're spending on what their 1 or 1A item is on roads. And I mean, I just look at these, like this is two telling graphics for me. And I don't know if you want to put these up, but these are the famous dollar graphics. Can you put them up? I'll send it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's two of them. And I don't know, just put them side by side. If you could, thank you.
no discussion.
So if you see the,
I'm not wedded to any position.
yeah, all right, and that's good. We'll have a good discussion. We can have a good discussion on this. And yeah, no, that's perfect. So you see just in 2 years here, this dollar figure, this 29% of every dollar, that's for us, for, what we do. I mean, we're already down to, now it's 27. We have the constitutional and other issues, other users of the general fund that keeps increasing. I mean, we're cutting and cutting and cutting with these guys. We've only added, our staff, that's who I'm pointing to. We've only added, the only people we've added basically are for public safety, which is what everybody wants. So, I mean, that piece of the pie is getting smaller and smaller. So this would only, cutting the millage rate is not just this year. It's next year it's 500,000 this year. Next year it's 550,000 that you don't have, unless, because I don't want to raise the millage rate at all. So, and the new growth that's coming, yeah, I suppose if it's a lot, we might have a good problem on our hands, but that's going to continue to go. We've had good growth since 2022 to 2024, that incredible growth, the 12 to 16%, and look what still happened. We're down to 27%. So that's my concern about it. I appreciate both sides of it, and but that's why I like Commissioner Morris's proposal. So
The only thing, I like it as well. The only thing I would like to know is where is that $500,000 coming from?
Yeah, so it's gonna,
So we have a project that's not quite shovel-ready that we would propose taking the capital funding from. It is capital funding, though, so it's a one-time slug of funding.
So is it 500,000?
Well, the project is more than that. I would take
Okay, so we have
500,000 from that
500,000.
project, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so if you go down that road, though, and we take the vote, and the vote passes to do what you just described, we still could have a motion to reduce the millage. Right? I'm just making,
First motion, just,
It depends on where you want to take it from. You want to take it from live stream? You want to take it from
the first
take
motion,
it- where
no,
you
we've
gonna
got,
take it from?
I thought the first motion was keep,
The first motion is to,
First motion is a fund transfer, my understanding.
right, it's a fund transfer.
Which I think I would support, but then I would just do a second motion. I don't know if it'll be supported, but a motion to decrease another 500,000, basically 0.01 of the millage rate.
I thought the motion was keep the millage rate the same.
it
More-
is.
just- And then, so I seconded that. To keep the millage rate the same, but 500,000 out of,
That's what the current
So
motion.
since they're entangled, can we restate the motion so that way it's, because I mean, it's a motion to pass the millage rate at the rate that's proposed now, plus a fund transfer. I would vote no on that, only because I want the millage rate very slightly decreased again.
The motion was to keep the millage rate at what it is and to take the 500,000 that I thought we could get out of the budget and move it over at a fund transfer to the road department.
So if I could clarify the motion, because we do have to approve the millage rate first. So what I'm hearing now, your motion is a status quo millage,
Yes.
and then we'll vote on that, and then you can have your other,
Okay.
we'll do the changes after the fact.
Okay.
Well, I thought his motion included both of them.
You-
Status quo millage.
But he
and
really-
the Transfer.
You
of-
really need to do the
Really
millage
need to do them
separately. It's state statute. So if we could do the millages, and then we can come back and address that change.
but yeah, and Commissioner Smith, I mean, I'm going to be right there with you on the 500,000, so.
And if you want to do all of them, the millages individually, we can do that as well.
Okay, so we need you to amend your motion to just address keeping the millage the same.
Okay. I'll amend my motion just to address the millage, which is what is presented.
Second.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Aye. All right, now we're going to the next millage.
Can you pull up the millage presentation? Okay. And you can, so that was the general fund countywide millage status quo, and that was approved 3-2. So with the remaining millages, you can take them all together, or you can take them individually, whatever the board's pleasure.
I'm not going to vote for the fire rescue MSTU because of the,
That's different, that's the assessment.
oh, that's a different one. Okay.
Move to approve all the millages, unless somebody wants to discuss it.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That passes 5-0. Now moving to changes to the 2026 tentative budget.
Okay. So a summary of the changes that were made since the tentative budget was approved on September 9th includes the incorporation of the drug treatment court budget, rebudgets for capital projects, which the most significant were rebudgets. There's $5 million for the detention center chiller project, and $2.7 million in adjustments that were related to the transportation improvement plan. It incorporated updated PO carry forward estimates, grant award adjustments, and other miscellaneous charges and adjustments. Okay. So the next requested action, we're requesting approval to adopt the changes to the fiscal year 2026 tentative budget totaling $15,071,135.
So would this be the appropriate time then to make a motion in favor of the budget, but to add the requirement that transfer happens that you initially
100,000
requested.
out.
You can request that. The bottom line wouldn't change based on what you're saying, so the changes would still equal the 15 million and change. And then you can give the staff direction to make that change to the 500,000.
Which would be out of the capital.
Correct.
I move to transfer all the drug court money to road resurfacing.
You can't.
Okay. I withdraw the motion.
I make a motion to approve the budget.
Second.
All right, any further discussion? Is there, I guess you've got the consensus that we want to make that transfer.
So I've got the consensus. You are approving the changes. $15,071,135 has been approved. And then we also have consensus to take 500,000 out of a capital project and move it to road resurfacing.
And with the understanding that that road resurfacing fund, if we needed that for hurricane response, that would be something that would be brought back.
We would bring
forward,
it back
like
to the
Any
board.
use of reserve funds.
Correct.
Okay, all right.
Any reserves would have to come back to the board before they were utilized.
Okay, so we have a motion, we have a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, that passes.
All right, and then finally, we're requesting approval to adopt the final budget resolution 2025-119 for the fiscal year 2026 budget totaling $1,052,083,591.
All right, do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right. That is the end of our,
Is this the first
Agenda.
time we had $1 billion, or is that last year too? Last year we had it. Okay.
okay. Yeah, if you'd like to go back to the short reports that we had today and revisit your reports.
No, I don't want to do that. I just wanted to thank the staff that's here, the team that's here. As we customarily do every year at this time, budget process is uncomfortable, sure, but appreciate you all. Jennifer, Melanie, appreciate you. Thanks for working so hard and at least trying to help us look good, so thank you.
Yeah, and I would like to echo that as well. Thank you to staff. Thank you for the sheriff's support today. We truly appreciate that. I know a few times I just kept looking back there at the back of the room to make sure that everybody was still where they were supposed to be. So, but appreciate the hard work getting us to this point. We know that it's a lean budget, and you guys work hard to keep it that way so that we can be responsive to the residents of Lake County and the taxpayers of Lake County. But we really appreciate the hard work that you do and the customer service that you provide. It means so much. So thank you.
And I would just like to say that thank you for Jennifer and all the staff, because y'all really put a lot of work into keeping our budget as low as possible, and it gives you about a 2-month break before you start it again.
The budget is 12 months a year, sir.
All right. Okay, well, with that, we'll stand adjourned.